Okay, at the end of the day, you can do what you want. I just don't like seeing people get hurt. I just don't like seeing people get hurt. I don't like knowing people got hurt. All right, here we go. We're riding around with a big mob ride. I'm gonna try to talk over Motostars.
That's on the road.
Okay, so see the space cushion just deteriorate all of a sudden? There it is. There's people aren't progressively braking. Look forward. Okay, so see how we're gonna get closer and closer and closer and closer. Where's your escapes? Where's your escapes? He's checking his mirrors so he can swerve. Where's your escapes? The people on the right couldn't escape. Imagine going over the bridge and the barrier. So the people on the far right can't do anything because they're not truly paying attention to their space cushions. And there's a big impact. Okay, so scorpioned it. Could easily have spinal injuries. We're gonna barely talk about this. Okay, we're not gonna talk too much about this. We already know, and I'm already going to get a bunch of comments. I don't know from Douglas, but thanks for the $5, baby. We get some comments about how you don't ride these types of rides and why not and who does this. My main thing here is if you want to ride these rides, go ahead. But remember, be situationally aware. Have those fundamental skills. Make sure you wear gear. Rescue another rider. That's very important. So if you want to do it, do it. If you want to do it, do it. But just realize the situation. Realize the importance to have that space cushion, planning a ride. Realize the importance of progressive brake pressure and swerving. Realize the importance of having gear just in case something happens that you had no control over. So that's very, very, very important here.
It happens.
So just take a look at how small these people are and how big they're going to get. Now, that's the same concept like I was saying. It's like, hey, look how small my finger is, and all of a sudden we get really close and they got big. It's because they're getting closer. So if you start to notice that small objects are getting bigger and bigger and bigger while you're going the same speed, you're not adjusting anything, that means they're slowing down. Now, if you're speeding up and they're getting bigger, that's because you're speeding up. It's pretty simple. It's dynamics of how you travel. So we're going to get up to here. And when you start to see that, you should be going into more of an orange stage. Orange stage is when you're prepped and ready for anything. Yellow stage, you're locating the hazards or trying to find them, and you're pretty relaxed. Orange stage, you're like, oh, this is weird. Okay, uncommon. Making my gut feel a little weird. So then you start reaching for those brakes. You start finding those escape paths. You're starting to look for things to get away from. So when you see that you're getting closer and closer and closer, so look right here. Okay, where's my escape path? I can go left. What about also applying some brake pressure, slowing down so you maintain at least the space cushion? Multiple things you could be doing, okay? But the hard part is in a group ride like this, a mob ride, everyone's doing their own thing. So in a structured group ride, it is staggered. You know what you're doing. You have a pre-ride meeting. You have everything. So you don't have to worry about tons of these things because they're all taken care of prior to it. Now, you still kind of have to worry about things here and there because things can happen during the ride, but a lot of these things are taken care of prior to it, and that's the point of a pre-ride meeting. So we're going over here. He's going to escape to the left. Luckily, he was able to go around it. Now, if you were staring at the person on the ground, you'd start going towards that person, right? Target fixation. So good job on this rider for looking for that escape path and finding it. Able to get out of there. There's another person. So we could have easily ran into this rider right here. Easily ran into him. So we didn't stop. We swerved around. So good job on that rider. Now, here's the other rider. Not able to get an escape path because he can't swerve left because of the truck, can't swerve right because of the barrier, can't stop in time because wasn't paying attention, hoping things would be fine before they got there. You can't trust that. You have to plan your ride, position yourself for safety, locate hazards, adapt to those hazards, navigate. This is a threat, so navigate threats right here. So good job looking down, making sure you get to rock form mount, though ram mounts don't work that well. Anyways, we're gonna be moving over here. Good escape path. Not paying attention to these people. Go over here. Nobody looks like they're all walking wounded. Maybe help them out. Rescue another rider if you had the kit. But that person right there, ooh, hip pain, arm pain. Thankfully, was able to slow down enough to where it's probably not going to be that severe. Whew. Helmet and gloves are all you see. Exactly, Kenneth. Guys, I want you guys to get full gear. Get full gear. Please do so. We do have links in the description for Revzilla beginner gear, which is inexpensive but good. That's all you need. Inexpensive but good. That's all you need. Now, if you want to have the fancy stuff, yeah, you're going to spend a little bit more money, but sometimes it's worth it because you don't replace a helmet for 5 years. You don't replace things until they start wearing out, but at least the helmet, 5 years is when you replace it. Whew. All right, here we go. We're riding around, going pretty fast. Terrible audio, but Looks like it's our own personal track. We hit some road surface hazard right there with a little bit of traction loss. You guys see that? So we're hauling booty around these corners. I'm going to pause it right when I see that little different area of the... Look at that. Woo-wee. So you can't control these things when you're out riding. Now, typically with high moisture areas, snow, like in Oregon, Washington, all these different places, you're going to have asphalt problems. Those are not fun when you're in the middle of a turn and your front and rear tire go into that crack, okay? So same thing can happen out there in Arizona and all these other places with tar snakes. So tar snakes are basically just filled in glue, basically. It's terrible stuff. It's not even that good. It's just like, it's tar. It's just a bunch of, it's called tar snakes, guys. Tar, but when it gets really hot, it gets really gooey, and your tires can still get inside. It's almost pointless when it's hot for motorcycles. But he lost a little traction right here. Was able to keep it up good. Now that should give you a little bit of your brown in your pantalones. So make sure you kind of relax after this. You know, take this as a whew. Take it a little bit easy now. Take it a little bit easy now. All right. Here we go. Riding around right here. That
the driver who is probably busy with something else and goes down here hitting the biker.
Okay. Okay, right behind us. I don't like this position. You see how we're right behind this vehicle? Easily be sandwiched. Position yourself better off to the left or off to the right. He's paying attention to his mirrors. Good 360 situation awareness. Oh, got tippity tapped. Not good. Still, I wouldn't like this because we can get easily pinched and get hurt. Look, it says C. Yeah, search, evaluate, execute. Didn't do a good job there, Acura. So yeah, definitely move over. Get yourself in a better position, especially for safety. I'd get off on the sidewalk or just pull over right here. Let this person... You're not gonna... Okay. I was hoping they were going to do something about it. That's a Toyota. Alright, so check the damage to your bike. Check the damage to them. Let insurance handle it if you want to go through insurance, but it's probably going to be... It's going to cost more with the deductible to repair anything. But I would still exchange information and not do anything with it if you don't feel like it. Not a good situation, but I definitely wouldn't want to be here. So I'm going to go over to it. I wouldn't want to be right here. No position for safety. You can't escape anywhere. You're at the I can't even think of the words now because the freaking rookies were chewing on the cables. But you can't do much here. You can't escape. You are at their mercy. There you go. You're at the car's mercy in the front and the back. You can't do anything. I don't want to put my life in somebody else's hands. Move off to the side. Move off to the side. Move over here. Get into a lane filtering position. Move on to the other side. Get in a lane filter position. Something else so you don't get squished. No buenos. No buenos. Get out of there. But thankfully, it was just a little tippity tap. Here we go. We're riding around. Hey, what's the pattern here? Big long line, big open lane right here. Good job adjusting and adapting to that. Very good. Very good. Let's go ahead and talk real briefly about that. I know it's the same person on this. So what I was talking about here is our lane is moving. This lane is not. If you're in this lane, you would want to go into this lane when it was safe to do so because you're a smart rider, smart driver. You're looking for motorcycles and cars. You're not going to jump and cut anybody off, right? Well, not everybody's like you. We're going to have people wanting to do that. So as motorcycle riders, we understand that there's people that wanting to do that. So we're prepped and ready. We're going to plan our ride, position ourselves for safety, locate anyone that might be doing that, adapt to it if we have to, navigate by navigate that by applying a lot of brake pressure by progressive brake pressure. Jeez, what am I talking about here? Anyways, you don't want to watch out for this. This is the first thing when it comes to being a smart rider, situational awareness, recognizing that this is a possible hazard. Write in the comments if you've actually seen this happen in front of you and you recognize it and you're able to handle it. No issues whatsoever. So right here, we got this person. We got that side of the vehicle starting to happen. We have the wheels turning. Big open spot right here. Move over a little bit. Sees it. Can't get out of there in time, so he applies progressive brake pressure. But you see how he moved himself off to the side. Very, very, very good. Gets right back in. Pretty much a non-issue. Saved himself. Huge, huge. Did a good job. Good job. We're going to talk about the same rider going through here, road surface debris right there. We got another side of the vehicle, finding the escape. Did a good job. I love it, love it, love it. I love seeing these good ones. Okay, so we got an intersection coming up. That's what the signage says. We got a lot of road surface hazards. We got sides of the vehicles, merging issues. We have somebody, uncommon thing in a common situation, a little bit, yeah. So go ahead and sit back, watch the dum-dum do their dum-dum things. Okay, very good. Yeah, uncommon thing. Why is there headlights in your lane facing you? Okay, here we go. Another one. Intersection.
Situation on the road where the
side of the vehicle
doesn't respect a safe distance.
Doesn't respect safe distance. We pulled off to the side. They pulled into there. Hey, you know what? Didn't get hit. Non-issue to me. I would let them know real quick. Hey, you can't do that. And they'd be like, okay, cool. I'd be like, okay, cool. And that would have been it. That would have been it. So very good. I use my rock form mount for the same reason. GPS right there. Very good. Side of the vehicle coming up. Good job with the brake pressure. Was able to get out of it. Good job. This happens, guys. This happens when you're out riding. So real quick, I just want to say congrats to Cowie G6. Did great. Did amazing job. Smart rider. All these things happen. They happen when you're riding. It's what you do with it. Understanding that this could happen. Positioning yourself for safety. Locating these hazards. Adapting, navigating. Got to constantly do it. You're always going to yellow, going to orange, going to yellow, going to orange, going to yellow. Constantly moving around. Doing what you need to do. Practicing good progressive brake pressure. Finding those escape routes. Having your head on a swivel. Checking 360 situation. Everything. Did a great job. You got to do that even in a car. But on a motorcycle, it's even more important because your life truly does depend on it. If you get hit, all you have between you and the ground in the car is the gear that you're currently wearing. So does that mean, are you wearing gear? I hope so. I hope so. Did a great job. Real quick, I'd like to say thank you to CARDO for sponsoring this channel. I'm actually using their cool little headset thingy thing so I could talk to my kids on their CARDO Pack Talks. Make sure you guys grab yourself a CARDO Pack Talk. Bold, slim, freecom, whatever you want. With the link in the description, you get a discount. Anyways, let's get back. All right, here we go. We're moving through here. Nice, good opening. Oh, we're passing.
The phone have been given too much throttle in the bend and a position on the bike that wasn't entirely correct.
Okay, too much throttle. We got a low side going. Okay, sharp turn. We just kept accelerating through. No wonder. No wonder that happened. And now this is the bad part. When you get wrapped around those metal pieces for that guardrail, easily splits you in half. Seen it. Not good. No buenos. I mean, look what it did to the bike. Imagine what it does to your body. Thankfully, he's walking around. Okay, at the end of the day, you can do what you want. I just don't like seeing people get hurt. I don't like knowing people got hurt. And it's just really bad. Okay, so when I see something like this, I look at preventable causes. I look at risk management. I look at what could have been done differently so that these people can still do what they want to do and have fun with it, but nobody gets hurt. That's all I care about. So when I see this, what can we do? So they're already trying to be as smart as they possibly can. Situationally aware, maintain fundamental skills, acquire and utilize personal protective equipment. They have, full gear on right now. So what can we do in case, like something that's above and beyond just having the skills, having the situational awareness, having the gear, right? Is going to be how to rescue another rider. And that's what you do with accident scene management training. That's what you do with this channel and motorcycle training concepts. We're going to be going over more and more of the rescue of another rider. We have the rescue kits on motorcycle training concepts. It's going to have everything you need it for bleeding control and a bunch of other stuff. But then also teaching and mentoring. So when we see stuff like this, I want to make sure that we're using this footage. We're using these close calls and crashes to learn from. And that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, so we're going to be going over this. And what's happening here is that we have a nice space cushion between this person that's with the camera and the way up there, and also this person right there with that person way up there. Right here, we don't have a great space cushion. Now, a space cushion is going to be anything that's going to be between you and what's in front of you, or even around you. But the one thing you definitely can control is the stuff that's in front of you and to the sides. It's pretty hard to control the stuff behind you. What's up, Cube in the box? So we're going to be moving over here. And one thing with the situational awareness and everything is going to be those chevrons. Okay, those chevrons indicate a sharp corner. Also, we can't see very much around this corner because it's more of a blind corner, but it's a nice sweeping corner, so it feels like you can go fast, right? So these people probably knew this route. They've done this 100 times, but complacency can kill you. So if you've done it 100 times, doesn't mean the 101st time can't get you. It's a whole new situation, whole new everything, okay? So be very careful with that.
Oh, my head.
So we're going to be accelerating pretty hard. MotoStars is talking, but we're accelerating really hard through the corner, and it's nice and open. We were trying to catch up to people. But what happens when we, traction. Okay, so what happens? I'm trying to make it so you guys can answer the question in the comments, but what do we have when it comes to turning and acceleration, deceleration? Traction. Okay, I'll answer it for you. So if we're accelerating super hard, we're also turning really hard. We're taking traction from our tires. If we are stopping really hard and turning really hard, we're taking traction from our tires. If we're just turning really hard, we're taking traction. So we only have so much. So if we have a massive lean angle and we're accelerating super hard, we're pushing our tires to their limits. So there's a good chance we could have a low side or a high side or just a straight up loss of traction. Also think about it. If you're going super fast, can you stop in time? What are your emergency maneuvers? How are you going to be able to handle that? So you're going to have this really high risk, and how do you manage it? With really good skill. If you don't have really good skill, don't be going this fast. If you don't have, if you don't care about the risk, I don't know why you're on. I don't know what you're doing. You know, you should care about your life. Anyways, we're moving through here. So he's going to be accelerating super hard, constantly accelerating, constantly turning. And that rear tire just said, screw it, I can't handle it anymore. And it lost traction, and that's going to be a low side. Now, here's the thing. When you're out on a track, you're not going to have these guardrails. You're going to have a nice runoff. So part of risk management is that you could push the limits. You could be accelerating extremely fast around these big sweeping turns and getting crazy lean angle. And you're pushing your track tires, which are very sticky, super far. And then if you low side, you just go into the grass, you go into the gravel, you go into a safer area. You have track EMTs on scene, super quick, everything. Here, though, you're out in the middle of nowhere. You got at least 5-10 minutes away from any EMS, any help, anything like that. You have guardrails right away. So if you low side right here, you're going to run into the guardrail, destroy your bike, destroy your body. So that's where the risk management comes in. So please take this to a track. Please be very careful with this. Or if you want to push it really hard out here, don't push it 110%. Push it maybe 80%. Okay? But look what happens. So it's a low side. And that bike's in one single piece when it is right here. And it's going to go ahead and demolish and split into multiple pieces. Now, the bike is the bike. You could split into multiple pieces. Alright? Be very careful. Chris got himself a rescue kit. Woo! Alright, so this is that's my jam right here. We're gonna be riding around another sweeping turn. We got traffic. Remember, risk management. Okay, we're going pretty fast. Oh, looks like we went up and over a little bit on that one, so I have a feeling that could have been a front brake. Usually when you see a rear tire slide out, it's gonna be an easy, obvious low side. But when you see someone kind of lean forward a little bit, it's going to be more of a front tire losing traction. So let's see what happens. I can't see his right hand. Typically, you see that when you're catching up to somebody and you panic with that front brake. So you can't really see it, but he's going to put his hands out and start sliding. Okay, so what typically happens here, just take a quick look. Yeah, we're chasing his buddy, exactly, Gator. Look at the distance we have right here, okay? We have a pretty good distance. This is a good space cushion. You know, we're within this area, so that's what we have to work with. We can either swerve, we could do whatever. We have to brake in between here, all that stuff. One thing I want you to notice, we're going to make it a little bit different than the previous video, is that we have that blind turn. So you don't want to outrun your vision. That's as far as you pretty much can go with your vision. So can you stop within this distance? Because you don't know if a vehicle's on the other side stopped, broken down, any of those things. So let's go ahead and make it a little bit different. Look how far we are and look how close we're going to get. Okay, so look how small of a dot he is. Now, if you really think about it, you know, this is how close we are to each other, and you start moving further and further away, right? So they're small when they're far away, but then all of a sudden you start doing this to something. That means you obviously got too close. So you're getting closer and closer. So right here, look how close we're going to get to him now. Now, why would we be getting that much closer? See how you got bigger and everything? We also have that motion blur. Why do you think we're doing that? Because possibly this guy up front is slowing down for the turn. Slow look, press, and roll. We're trying to keep up. We're trying to ride his ride. We can't do what he's doing right when he does it because he makes the decision. Then we have to make the decision. So make sure you ride your own ride. Do slow look, press, and roll. And and then he lost traction. Now, like I said, we're gonna make it a little bit different. Look at, he's got gear, so your hands are gonna go out. You're gonna start getting road rash all over your body if you didn't have any gear. So, got to be making sure you have gear. Acquire and utilize personal protective equipment. You're gonna tumble a lot. Thankfully, he didn't go into oncoming traffic or get hit by anything else. So wear gear, ride your own ride, and don't slam that front brake. All right. If you like today's video, make sure you click this video right here to keep watching more. But if you want to become a smart rider, click this and grab this Smart Rider Basic Training ebook. It's going to help you become a smart rider by planning your ride, rescuing other riders, knowing what patterns to look for, and so much more. Make sure you grab it. Link will be in the description also. I'll be seeing you around.